I actually think the feathers would look best here. Kind of like split off like that together. So I'm gonna attempt to do that, but I'm gonna do the big one first because my hands feel like monstrous for this.
Are larger feathers easier?
No, I don't think they are, because the backbone of the feather.
Gotcha.
I don't know. This is my first one, or this will be my second one. But that backbone kind of moves, but it helps you stick it in place. But I know the bigger the feather, the bigger the spine.
Right.
And so, but you have to ask somebody that's more experienced than I am. But from my understanding from doing this, I think I'm just gonna hold this sucker in place. And I'm just gonna roll with it like that. And I'm gonna keep just giving strokes and pressing those feathers to where they all blend together, because they're kind of flustered. So, and then I know these are gonna want to work this way, and so I got those together too. So I'm gonna work those this way if I can, and I think that if they dry in the right shape, I think it'll pop. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on this blank, but I'm gonna know they're there. And even if it's like a background through it, you know what I mean? There's my logo, there's my beauty wrap. In between it, you're gonna see something there slightly. I don't know how well you see it, but I'll know it's there. And so, yeah, the spine is trying to curl. Trying to walk on me, but it's alright. As long as I get most part of it to stick right now, and once it dries, I'll go back over the spots that aren't sticking and I'll get them moist and they'll flex and then I'll get them to stick.
So how long does that dry?
This stuff, like 5-10 minutes depending. Like if since I'm messing with feathers, I just blew slightly and I blew the other feather away. And so, super sketchy. And so, by just me breathing, I guess, I lost the little feather. Oh, she flew all the way back here. This is kind of fun. It's a challenge. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. If you doubt yourself, you know what? Guess what? You know you're gonna buy more shit. You're only gonna get better at it. And I've come to learn, like, I've had these planned out builds and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I did a couple of them. I'm having way more fun not knowing if I could do it and trying these new things. And it's a cool experience because you guys are gonna see me sweating and like, oh my god, and dude, let's just do it. Get after it. You could do it. And so that's why we're here, and that's what I'm doing. Like last night.
Good afternoon, call shows.
me being my dumb crazy self, I was talking with Keller Bats and I was like, hey, have you ever seen it? Did I already tell you guys? I told him, I was like, hey, I looked on YouTube to see if anybody has done a raw carbon fiber blank from scratch. You see these ones that are sleeves, like shrink wrap from China? I don't want that. You know what I mean? I want some American made stuff. And so I was like, you know, I bet you I can pull it off. I brought some sheets of carbon fiber. And I was like, time to put your foot in your mouth or talk to talk and walk to walk. So I was like, dude, what are you getting yourself into? But I was like, you know what? I think I could pull it off, Keller. He's like, I'd like to see that. I know it's going to be messy. It's like, yeah, it's going to be messy. And I'm going to do it in a hotel room that doesn't even have a coffee pot for me. You know? And so I used these dryers. I had my dryer that you hand crank in the little PVC cap. And so I take the butt cap or the tip top. I taped around that because on some of my builds I find the spine and I place the eyelet first. If I don't want to mark the white line where my guide placement is going to be, I put the eyelet so I just look and I know. And so I don't have to, like some of the chalk pin doesn't want to come off. And I'm not going to use a Sharpie because it's going to show. Live and learn. You'll figure out your niche. So I ended up using cork wrap tape. Wrapped it up to where I can make it a square so it's not offset. Tape, tape, tape. And then I put some more cork wrap to where it centered it so it wasn't offset. And I take the crap out of it and then I shoved it in the dryer chuck. But not the butt end, I slapped the cap in because I had to come up with a way. All right, I got an 805 beer box cardboard taped to the floor and 2 big bottles of Flex Coat. The weather right now is not going to cure epoxy. It's got to be 74 degrees, you know. And I was all lethargic last night at like 1 a.m. My wife said, "Hey, dude, you don't look good." I tried to erase that video and I can't get it off a live feed. But I was all like gaunt and sweating, about to pass out because it was so hot. But I did it. Rolled out the sheet. And then cut, measured, and a 1-inch paintbrush, and I started away. I started shellacking on it, and I got a rough draft done, and I'm pleased. I got to cut off the kitty hair fiber, and if you mess with fiberglass or anything, those fibers it's a mess. And in the resin, you're what is it? Tar and feathered. And but I pulled it off, and I'm thankful, and I got it on YouTube video, so I'm gonna try and figure out how to edit that and hopefully be the first person that I have seen do it. There is another guy, that one of the other rod builders, he said he won't give up his secrets. I know him. I just did it. I don't know his secrets, but I know my secrets, but they're not going to be a secret. I want other people to not be afraid to do it.
It's like sharing recipes.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I'm already here. I'm already here in the game, showing you. That's why I'm here, is to teach you. You know?
Share what you know.
But it's not like burning out a fishing spot. You know? The cool part of trying to teach you guys is not everyone that's here is gonna actually do it. But you guys that are like, oh, you're gonna try it, and you're gonna like it, you might do it. You know what I mean? It's very possible, and I don't mind sharing it. I was greedy with one of my one of my wrap builds, but I just gave it out to the crowd yesterday. How's it going? So what we're doing right here is a feather inlay. It's like
Might have heard of it.
your grandpa or somebody's probably done it, and I've never done it. So
my dad is the only one that my dad has taught me how to do lawn wrap.
okay, so
So my dad's the first one that started.
nice. So I'm attempting to do a feather inlay. Actually, my second one. And then I'm just color preserving it in right now, and then I'll go back over it later, and then I'll do epoxy. But I'm just showing everybody that don't be afraid to do it, try anything.
Yeah, I mean, I built my first yacht about 3 months ago, I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Keep at it. It's fun. Try everything.
One thing,
I built. Go ahead over there in between the toolboxes. Go grab that rod that's taped up with blue tape. Check out the handle. Go ahead and take it over to the people sitting in the chairs. That's raw carbon fiber sheets.
oh, look at this kid.
Yeah, see, he knows what's up. So nobody's been doing it from scratch, and so there's no YouTube. I looked it up before I came to the show, and I'm like, you know what would be dope? It's having real carbon fiber craftsmanship, not the stuff from China where it's in that shrink wrap. So I ended up wrapping that handle with the first rock coat by hand in a hotel room at like 95 degrees, and I ended up